Inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Breeze a quick throw out to Thomas. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd and 11 now. Breeze. This is complete to Michael Thomas. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
1st down, Saints.
Yellow lady, yellow lady. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
On 1st down, Breeze. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab.
Let's go, boys.
It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for the Niners. And a very appropriate gain as well, 49 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the 2nd time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The pass rush specialist, D. Ford, in on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Now a first down carry, it's Kamara. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
The throw from Breeze into the hands of Smith. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. 7-7, our score after 1. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now Breeze gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 40 yards. And the Saints have taken the lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches, and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20. As his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Stop your whining.
Now Garoppolo. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have... a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Right, here we go. Wait, 80! 54 Mike. You remember me? You remember me?
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back home. Switch. 11.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, batted free. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play call.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. To try again after the sack. Breeze throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Very solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Able to find Harris, complete. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now Breeze. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Check Mike 57, Mike 57. Check pass, check pass. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Now Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. In for the score. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Next to score, Saints 21, 49ers 7.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Right back to Coleman here on first down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On first down, Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Watch 54. Watch 54. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Out, 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 out.
On second down, it's Coleman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
White.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
We're waiting. I'm coming for you. You mine. He's crashing. Kill.
Here's Kamara trying to run for him. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Breeze. He gets it to Thomas. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And now off to the races, down the right side. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Charles, we've seen them target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Time with a backup Murray. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Here's Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
First down, New Orleans.
Ready, 95-56.
You get block me. You get block me. You get...
From midfield, here's Breeze. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw again on second down. Breeze. This is caught by Ginn. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. The Saints on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Let's get off the field.
Chill.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is taken around the 12. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. He's back to throw. Well, that's complete to Sanders. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Short game last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
Here we go.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the top.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple.
Tremendous play right there by Eli Apple, sealing the game with that interception for his team. I bet that'll make his mom, Annie, really happy.
Absolutely making Annie proud. He was born in Philadelphia. Tough kid from the city of brotherly love, and a tough play there to seal it. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for... And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Hey, alert! Alert! Alert!
To throw is Garoppolo. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Sheldon Rankins in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Let him know, let him know.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Cameron Jordan. And goodness, that means this next drive is going to begin 1st and goal already at the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Back to throw, Breeze. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted.